Okay, so, yeah, I didn't have the energy to do this for the rest of the videos, I don't think, but I cut out a couple minutes worth of Eric Hovind's questions to Thunderfoot, and I will give my answers. Oh, sorry, let me do that again.
Is it impossible for God to exist?
Is it impossible for God to exist? The answer to that is define God. If your God is Newcastle beer, it is possible for it to exist. Or if it's Jimi Hendrix, it is possible for it to exist. So we need a definition of God. And people don't get this. This isn't just a gotcha. This isn't a maneuver. I want to hear a definition of God before I say whether it's possible or, like, is it possible to have something so strong it can make something that it can't move and still say that it can move anything? You know, okay, these kind of logical incoherencies, when you name something, is it possible that north is south? No, because I point over there and go north and I point over there and go south. That's two different pointings, but oh, well, they wrap around. Yeah, I mean, there might be something like that, but you're going to have to define it to find out.
Does reality exist?
Yes, but it depends on how you define existence. See, I point at the stream of perceptions and I call that existence. That is, I see, therefore I exist. Is it a dream? Is it substance? Is it this, that, or the other thing? That we're looking into that. We don't know the answer to that, but there exists a question and there exists this phenomena of experiences. And that is reality. That defines reality. Whatever that is, whatever information that's giving us, whether it's from a dream or a God or whatever, that is reality. There is no other candidates. Okay? So yeah.
It would be like saying, is it impossible for an invisible pink unicorn to exist at every point in every conceivable universe?
Is it impossible for an invisible pink unicorn to exist in every single point of the universe? Is that an impossibility?
I thought I'd leave the fact that that was originally Thunderfoot's question. No, it's not possible, because it doesn't even make sense. What these unicorns are overlapping. Unicorns are different. Over here they have a horn, over here they have a tail. If every point in the universe is occupied by the same exact thing, then it's all homogeneous, and it's not a thing because the thing isn't homogeneous. I mean, why can't Thunderfoot get a question like that? Just something better.
Let me ask you this. Out of all the knowledge in the universe, how much do we as a human race have?
That is such a stupid question. How would we know? We would have to know all of the information, and Thunderfoot does point this out. But really, it doesn't matter, because Eric Hovind is just going for, pointing out that most of it's unknown.
To model this.
I'm asking you, out of all the information in the universe, how much does Thunderfoot have? Well, let me put it this way. Let's suppose for a second that you and I had 1% of all the knowledge in the universe. I think that would be exaggerated a great deal. Well, let's just suppose we thought, we don't know this, but we thought we had 1% of all the knowledge in the universe. Is it possible, here's my just simple logical question, is it possible, out of the 99% that we don't possess, and it's probably more than that something could contradict the 1% that we think we do have? Is that a possibility?
By his definition, Eric Hovind's definition of knowledge, no, because if you have 1% knowledge, it's knowledge. The only question is it really knowledge? Now, in my case, what I think is that some things could be proven wrong, but some things don't even make an assertion of right or wrong. When I point in that direction and go, hey, there's something I'm going to call perception and experience, that's neither right nor wrong. That's an action I've done to name something. So do I know that that's what I call it? Does it matter? The thing is, we grab onto certain things. The things you end up knowing you'll know are the things that you have just named. You said, well, there's a sun, and the sun has heat and light. And so those are related because when I point in the direction of the sun, those are both parts of a common thing. So you don't lose all of that kind of knowledge, do you? But the real answer to is, I don't know. I hope it can't all be proved wrong.
No, it's that you can't. Would you be willing to admit that you could be wrong about everything you think you know?
The easiest version of that question is, do you think that reality exists?
Do you think that reality exists? I would say yes, and I have a reason. I just answered. Okay, well, you said it depends on what reality model you're talking about. So, are there different versions of reality?
You can't know if you'd be proved on everything wrong. I don't think I would be proved wrong on every single thing, no. And I know that there's some things in my life that, situations and elements of my life that don't have to do with being wrong right now. I think anytime you make an assertion of belief of the kind that can be wrong or right, part of it's wrong. But there are kinds of assertion like these are called glasses. That's beyond that. It's like the chemical reaction. It's neither right nor wrong. So he said,
if we did know how much there was.
Which we don't.
Okay, which we don't. If we did, and you could quantify how much you have, and you quantified that you had 1% of all the knowledge in the universe, is it possible that out of the 99% that you don't have, something could contradict your 1%?
See, he says later about infinite knowledge, and he seems to think there'd be infinite knowledge. So it's so funny for him to ask this because, any finite number compared to infinity is the same and insignificant. But we don't know if there's a finite or infinite amount of knowledge. Now, I tend to think there's an infinite amount of knowledge because even in a finite universe, I believe that knowledge is something created by brains, and it could create millions of different versions of knowledge about the very same thing, let alone the millions of different things. So I happen to think that analytically you could just keep spinning up new versions of knowledge all the time. It's like you can have Cartesian coordinates or radial coordinates or hyperbolic coordinates, or you could keep for infinity just inventing new knowledge of new ways of stating things, even if in reality they're the same thing. But I also happen to think there's infinite amount of information in the universe.
Could you be proven wrong on everything you think you know?
We have a brain that forms models.
See, now this is the final in this series of questions, and we don't know if we could be proven wrong on everything we know. I personally don't think I could be, but it's a possibility. You have to keep an open mind about it. Maybe you could ask the question a different way, like, could everybody be proven wrong on everything they think they know? Well, it would depend a lot on your definition of knowledge. Like, I believe in knowledge by demonstration. Like, a guy tells me, I know how to fix your car. So I say, okay, go for it. And then he gets my car working. That kind of knowledge, no, you're not going to prove everybody. Nobody's going to be proven 100% wrong. They could be proven any other percent all throughout.
But if you're intellectually honest, could you be wrong about everything you think you know?
It's conceivable the universe doesn't exist.
There we go. So it's possible you don't know anything at all.
It's conceivable that the universe doesn't exist.
And
See, I don't believe Thunderfoot. I don't think you can conceive of that. I don't think it's possible to conceive of. When you pretend to conceive of it, you're just, here's a black piece of construction paper. I'll put it really close up to my face. That's what the universe looks like when it doesn't exist. No, there wouldn't be even blackness or color or anything. You can't conceive of the universe not existing and you still having perceptions simultaneously. No, you just haven't thought very deeply about it. All right.